very much. For some congressional reaction, let's turn to the Republican Congressman Adam Kinzinger now. He flew missions for the Air Force in both Afghanistan and Iraq, currently a member of the Air National Guard. Congressman, I know you're with me on this, that I just can't stop thinking about the family members who just knew that their military folks were coming home by Tuesday, and now this. It's just heartbreaking.
Yeah, it is. You know, Shep, and we all often talk about, the last person to die in a war, and the last casualty was February of 2020. And then now, you have this, 13, and I hope it doesn't climb from that. It is very heartbreaking. And particularly you think of even the ones that survived, that didn't get injured, the kind of scenes they've had to see after this, peering over the wall and seeing the Taliban beating women, abusing children. There's going to be a lot of damage to a lot of people.
But what's Congress's role now? How quickly do the hearings and the investigations begin?
Well, Congress's role is to get the answers. And I think it's important not just for accountability on some of these decisions, but every day we basically make foreign policy decisions going forward. I personally think that leaving Afghanistan was a massive mistake. The endless war just got even hotter. And I think it's important to put those arguments in front of the American people because, again, every day we're forced with these challenges. The one thing I hope doesn't happen, and I'm sure it will because it's the environment we live in today, is that sides don't go to their corner and simply try to look at this as the best political outcome they can force from this, because this is the United States of America, and we have to get back to recognizing that politics can end at the water's edge, particularly when we're dealing with the fact that America is being embarrassed in front of the world right now.
You actually think there's a chance in the world that could happen?
No.
No.
I hope it does, and I think it's important to say it, but at this moment in time, everybody on all sides of the aisle, because both parties have failed the American people, all they think about is what's going to happen in a year in the election.
How concerned are you now? We've heard the White House, we're going to get everybody out. If they're not out by the 31st, we'll get them out another time. How concerned are you about this process and about just the thought of hostages? And it's just, mind-boggling.
Well, I'm really concerned. And, the idea of, well, we'll get them out later, if it's people that haven't made the decision, okay. If it's people that want to get out and we don't have the capacity, there should not be an arbitrary August 31st deadline here. The whole reason we're talking about August 31st is the president had initially said September 11th, and then he realized that was an optical problem and backed it up. We need to stay there till the mission's complete, and that mission includes getting the Afghans that we promised through the special immigrant visas to get out well, because this is obviously a very tragic moment. But if we leave behind those that committed to us and we committed back to them, the damage not just to our reputation, but to any future fight we have to engage in is going to be detrimental.
We're relying on a terrorist organization for our security now. I don't know what the options would be. You've served, you're in Congress. Was there another option besides relying on the Taliban?
Oh, certainly. I mean, I think about the fact that the Taliban were around Kabul, for instance, and we didn't think they'd come in. I think it would have been important to actually make it clear that we would defend Kabul. But then when we were backed into the base, I think America we suffer a little bit from a confidence problem here, and we needed to make it clear to the Taliban that we will get our people out. Nobody wants to tangle in a battle again, but they would know they've been on the receiving end of that for 20 years and have lost every time. And I think they would have allowed us to do better security. Here's my concern. We knew crystal clear this intelligence. I heard it 2 days ago in a briefing about these attacks. And we know that this suicide bomber got through a Taliban checkpoint. Now, maybe they just missed it. But also keep in mind, the Taliban is not a unified organization with unified leadership who in the Taliban maybe was working with ISIS. They aren't necessarily the sworn enemies people like to pretend they are. They have the same general objective. I worry that was actually planned, whether it was from the top ranks of the Taliban or not, for them to come through, kill Americans, and embarrass the U.S. on its way out of retreating.
What is you're not exactly a fall in line sort of Trump MAGA person. What is your message for fellow Republicans? You don't have to travel very far down the cable dial to find out what your colleagues on the Hill and their followers are doing. It's clear. I mean, I've been around the playbook for long enough to know what they're doing, and it's already started.
We have become so tribal in this country that it is impossible to believe that two people can share responsibility if they're from different parties. My message is this. Donald Trump was out publicly saying Afghanistan wasn't worth it, we're leaving, as he empowered Mike Pompeo to negotiate with the Taliban, the group that had said, we'll outlast America. America has the watches, we have the time. They created a deal that was the worst deal since, Neville Chamberlain. They never followed through on that deal. And the whole time, Donald Trump, instead of backing up and saying they have to follow the deal, he kept celebrating leaving. And even within the last month has said, we forced Biden's hand. So we own this too. Now, Biden then can't just point to the past administration and say it's his fault. He also owns the decisions he's made here. He could have reversed them. And the execution of this has been absolutely disastrous, particularly with leaving Bagram and leaving that wide open. Look, again, both parties, Republicans and Democrats, have failed the American people, and the American people deserve far better, demand better of your leaders.
Congressman Adam Kinzinger, I know your time is tight, and I appreciate you sharing some of it with us.
You bet. Thanks.